Broads Media.
Now that's a baseball team. What we saw tonight was a complete squad. Boom, playing magnificent defense. Bryce Harper with the inside the park home run. The way he slid into home plate, there's not many guys that could do it that cool. Okay, you're just in the presence of Trey Turner, which happens to be one at the top of the list. But man, that guy was flying around the bases. This team played beautiful, and they stepped up big time. Some role players too. Edmundo Sosa triples and hits a massive home run after Bryson Stott's 13-pitch at-bat. Was that not one of the most gorgeous things you've ever seen on a baseball field? That was crazy, absurd. I'm cheering, I'm going nuts. It's a foul ball. He's grinding. He doesn't die. He never goes down. It's always something that magnificent. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love boom, hitting a home run. I called that in the Twitch stream earlier today. What's that, Broads? You're on Twitch? Yeah, go check it out. Twitch.tv/Broads_media. Toss a follow. We've been playing video games in the morning with my coffee. That's not important right now, though. What's important is watching Gabe Kapler's face in the dugout with zero answers. Not that I ever expected him to actually have answers before, because he's a bum. But outside of that, when Kyle Schwarber puts it in the second deck, you would have thought that Gabe Kapler saw 16 ghosts in his room in the middle of the night. All right, that's right. That's what happens when this team explodes. It also helps, too, though, when things go wrong for the other team defensively. It's nice viewing that from this side of things, right? We don't get that very often, or I should say we see it negatively affect our team so much that when it's Rojas putting it in center field and it goes over the defender's head and it's going to the wall, whoo! And Jock Peterson, this is more just unluckiness, and Aaron Nola got lucky in this instance. I thought they were going back to back, okay? The score is very close. You're up 3-1. You give up one home run. Now it's 3-2. No shutdown inning from Aaron Nola early. Surprise, surprise. But man, for him to go 7, it's pretty remarkable considering his pitch count. Pretty early, man. It was gross. We thought we were getting an awful, awful experience like we tend to get from him. He shut it down real quickly. It's just that ball from Jock Peterson that hit the left field wall that Kyle Schwarber threw him out at second. There was about 99% of my body that thought it was an opposite field home run. Talk about a ballpark that would lose its mind if that happened. Okay, first off, I want to make this clear. I know some who were in attendance, Matt Gelb and some of the other reporters, said that here comes the raining boos coming down on Gabe Kapler when he's making the first pitching change. It did not sound loud from my couch, and if it didn't sound loud from my basement here, then it wasn't loud enough, damn it. That guy, I don't know if any of you watch WWE, okay, but right now, Rey Mysterio's son, Dominic Mysterio, he is hated by the entire universe. Whenever he tries to do a promo or speak as he's raising the microphone into his area where he can start speaking in front of his mouth, that building explodes where he can't even do it. Bow! Bow! And I'm going to be doing that at WrestleMania, damn it. I got tickets for Saturday night, and it'll be outrageous. Never been to a WWE event in my life. Never been to a wrestling event in my life. I'm newly back on the train, and whoo! No. We're getting sidetracked again. I wanted it to be so loud that I thought I was watching Friday Night SmackDown and Dominic Mysterio was trying to say something in the ring. It wasn't loud enough if I didn't get that memo from where I was watching. I was saying something that made sense, and I no longer remember it. I don't know. Nola? When you're up 3-1, I thought Nola was going to give up a home run, a back-to-back, I should say. No, that wasn't it. Maybe it'll come to me later. Aaron Nola, though, settled in, and it's very impressive for him to be, okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I need to know. I need to know what it was. I thought it was important. I'm going to hit pause. Now, if I go back and I hear something that wasn't that great and I stop this for nothing, there might be a different tone on the other side. All right, here we go. Okay, I'm not angry at myself. I can live with this. What I wanted to do was go to my Twitter page and read you the in and out of today. So the in or out statement. Aaron Nola pitches into the 7th inning tonight. 450 votes, and 75% of the voters thought that was not going to happen. Shame on you! Shame on you all! Now, wasn't everybody? Hollywood tweets in against a good team in a meaningful game. I think he's going to step up. Good for you. Good for you. James Doyle says, I would bet he doesn't even get out of the 4th. But John responds, Nola will show up tonight. I believe that. It's the bats against a journeyman pitcher that I'm worried about. What? When Minaya came in? Did that make you feel pain? Were you scared? I was scared when they had a ton of base runners on in the 1st inning. Kudos to Aaron Nola. Keeping it at 1-0. I can't believe his pitch count was that high. He was so good, though, after that. And he pitched himself out of trouble. He's aware of the noise. He knows what's being said about him. You don't run away from this loud energy that's surrounding him. He knows. He knows he's getting debated every day on sports talk radio. When you see it unravel so quickly, to keep it on the tracks, it's been our biggest pet peeve. It's been the most annoying thing and the most annoying trait about who he is, the baseball guy, who he is when he has the ball. It won you a ball game. On top of your offense being sensational, that was key, though. I just ripped Zach Wheeler for one of the worst things I've ever seen against the Nationals, and they fell behind 4-0. Even though I give him a tip of the cap for going the length that Zach Wheeler did, what happened in the 1st caused you to be so uncomfortable. Now you have to fight from behind. There's something about that changes the psychological approach to this thing. On some nights, this team is capable of coming back, but not on that one. So with that, I have to point out the flaws and the fact that Zach Wheeler wasn't there for you. Aaron Nola, he did it. He did it. When there were a lot of question marks. And that shows a level of mental toughness to me. PA Dave wanted Aaron Nola traded years ago. Elijah says, I'm totally out on that one. And I get it, too. I'm just having some fun with you, pretending like as if I'm sitting here before, I'm putting a ton of money down and I'm throwing all my chips in the Aaron Nola basket. Of course not. I was shredding him into pieces forever now. I've spent billions of hours right here losing brain cells, screaming at the top of my lungs because I was reacting to a performance. I get it. I would have voted 75% no too. I just like to laugh and go back and look at it because, well, why not? Put you on the spot a little bit. Make you think. Have a take. I'm just sharing the fun, if you will. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know which part was my favorite because there was so much. It wasn't Dylan Covey, though. That guy still collects Major League Baseball money. He gets a check from the best professional baseball league there is. When you're up so many runs, think about this. What's the last place to be when you're in the bullpen? You're not a reliable guy. You get called when your team is smoking someone by 7 runs, by 8 runs, by 9 runs, by 10 runs. If you can't throw strikes and if you can't find the zone and then you're hitting guys, that was the sloppiest. Seriously, you can't even try to be worse than that effort from Covey. If you can't do the last roll on a roster spot, why are you here? What do you do? When can I ask you to pitch? Now, Hoffman gets up. Hoffman has to get used. And what was it, 1 minute later? Now, Alec Boehm, special play over at first base. He made some super impressive plays over at first. A good glove today. Seriously, an amazing glove. I always wanted him to be that. I always wanted him to play on that side. But now that the whole Bryce Harper dilemma is happening, well, it puts you in a bind. Where he is now, my hands up. It happened so fast. I never thought he'd be able to be this good of a defender in his entire career. I was that down on his game. Holy hell. His ceiling defensively is way higher than I ever saw. One last thing here, and then we'll get to the phone lines. I tweeted when Kyle Schwarber puts it in the second deck, Kyle Schwarber is the greatest ever. Nothing wrong with that statement. Bang! Boom! He gets hosed on a strikeout pitch that's super inside. There was nothing he could have done with it. He flips his bat, flips his helmet, he gets into the face of the blue, as he should. He got boned. He probably could have had another multi-hit home run game if I'm just throwing that out there. You know what I'm saying? Who would be surprised? So I tweet that, and Vincent decides I'm going to respond. Fair game. He says, he's a bum. It was a meaningless home run. Dude, what? So I asked nicely, what about his other 32? Do they all mean zero? What about all the home runs last year? Do they just don't happen anymore? Are we taking them off the record books? The fact you go to the World Series and Kyle Schwarber was one of the reasons why this entire clubhouse changed culture? All they knew was how to lose. I've been listening to a couple things up in New York because I'm fascinated to hear this story about the New York Yankees and Cashman, and it's just an interesting spot for their franchise to be. I'm sort of enjoying just the response to it all, and I'm fascinated to see their talking points do this because it's rare for that fan base to be this bad. And one of the points that they keep stressing is all the Yankees know how to do is lose. They can't win games. They could have multi-run leads in a ninth inning, and a team that's built on a strong bullpen somehow seriously falls in the most embarrassing fashion. That's all they know. Well, that's the Phillies forever until Kyle Schwarber's leadership enters. How you don't see that is mind-blowing to me, because when I ask about the other 32, Vincent responds, what about all of his strikeouts? Playing singles into doubles, looking at 3 straight pitches in the strike zone. I'm not impressed by his home runs. 182 is 182. Can't wait until he's gone so he could go play softball. Okay, you have until 2026 or so? Then enjoy hating your baseball team. I just don't understand that mindset, one, just in general, no matter who the player is. And now you're factoring in it being Kyle Schwarber. Hating the guy is blasphemy. It's blasphemy. He's a baseball guy. He's unreal. He's a big part on the playoff run last season. If you don't see that, even outside of statistics, forget the batting average, and you just left out on base percentage. You left out what he was doing on that side of it. Oh, what? It won't matter? But if Bryson Stott earns a walk, you love when he works the walk and he gets on base. You can't have both of the cake. That's not a saying. I was going to say you can't play both sides of the coin. Somehow I said that. I've lost my mind. But I lose my mind when I deal with stuff like that. I just need to rewatch the extended highlights on my phone with my AirPods in because my wife doesn't like to sleep with the TV on, and she goes to bed around 9:45. So here I do. I sneak in around 2 a.m. or so, but I need something. I need to listen to a podcast, listen to music. I need something for the brain. So here I am. I'm going to watch the Bryce Harper slide a billion times. I'm going to watch Bryson Stott 13 pitches. It went on forever. I thought we were getting ready for the 4th of July of 2024. That's how long it prolonged. That joke sucked. Terrible. Sort of like Gabe Kapler as a manager. You see that? professionalism. Anytime Hotline. Before we get to it, this hat I'm wearing, too true. You got to check out my guys over at Culture Kicks. If you're big into the sneaker game, that's where I get all my shoes from. They are fantastic people. They will take care of you, and they're actually giving you a percentage off of their store for some of these unbelievable caps with the promo code BRODES at their website. So it's Culture Kicks. They are A+, man. I'm really excited to start working with them, and got to get that shoe game fresh. There's some SBs that are coming out that I need to get my hands on. The Yuto Haragomes are releasing soon. Ooh, it's sensational. What else is sensational is you out there. So let's fire this off and hear from the greatness.
Rhodes, the bats are waking up. The bats are waking up. Harper inside the Parker. My favorite player, NPC Real Muto, even getting on base. I couldn't believe it. I thought he was going to go for the cycle. Yohan Rojas making plays. Schwarber just mashing one. They just got to keep it up. Nola didn't look too bad, but he's still got a home run problem. But we just got to finish this one off against Gabe Kapler. Have a good one. How you doing?
I don't even know what to think about the Aaron Nola situation on our hands with these home runs. I swear to God, anybody listening right now have a great chance, not good, not average, not above average, a great chance of smacking a bomb off Aaron Nola. I think he could take it 412 feet. It's every single day, every single game. It's going to happen every single night. I've never seen it so automatic in my life. And the thing is, you see when he's at his top. Why is it? Why is there so many O's? He got so lucky when the score was 3-1. Schwarber, though, we got to highlight the throw. Schwarber got a nice play out at second base. Wasn't close. Wasn't close. Jock around this time of the year, though, is always a weapon. Jocktober. There's legitimacy to that. What did he call JT Realmuto? NPC Realmuto or something? He had a couple at-bats that were miserable. Yeah, that happened multiple different times. For the cycle, Sosa. It's got to be bizarre to get the home run and the triple and have to work yourself from there, right? Most of the times, I guess the word cycle, there's a rule, I guess, that you don't even mention the cycle until the triple because of how hard it is. But you know if someone has a double and a home run, everyone speaks about the potential single, so then you're working yourself to a triple. It's how it always goes. You really can't hide from it. It's like when there's a no-hitter going. Does the broadcast say there's a no-hitter? Yes, you have to. That's part of your job, is to tell the audience and people tuning in what is happening in the game. You can't run away from it. There's these unwritten rules that make all amount of sense. It's got to be weird to get those two, though. To get those two first. It's like, so much pressure to maybe smack a single. And I don't know, does that take you out of your rhythm at the plate, or do you just let the game happen? I'm sure it's got to be weird. Next call.
Well, just like that, I love him again. 4 home runs tonight, plus the one that you called on your Twitch stream from Alec Bone. Hell of an outing from Nola. 7 strong, only gave up 2. Bryce is inside the Parker. It's electric there. Let's take 2 more in this series and sweep these bums. And, but Dylan Covey, send that motherfucker packing. DFA this bum tomorrow. Peace.
Hard to argue. That was one of the grossest baseball experiences I've seen. And I've watched Odubel Herrera. And I've watched Cesar Hernandez. See, I had no reason to take a shot at Cesar. I always thought that he got too much of a knock, as if he was the worst dude in the entire world. At that time, there was some value in what he brought. Anyway, Cesar, after a game like this, after a huge win, when we hated what they did over the weekend, they collapsed. Let's be honest. They didn't even show up to compete. To put a 10 spot on there, to see double digits in the score box, that's something. That's something. There was more than just, hey, we're here to compete. We are going to make a massive statement in game one. It's going to be a long series. Hey, we are the best team out of these teams fighting for a wild card spot. You don't want to come to Citizens Bank Park at that time of the year having to go on the road and try and take down this beast. It ain't happening. The offense is here. We're clicking. That's what they did game one. Follow that up with game two, and whoo-hoo! It's going to be a good post-game show. Whoa, got the shivers down the spine.
Big win tonight for the Phils. You had to get game one. I'm greedy. I'm looking for a sweep. I mean, at least 2 out of 3. You have a rookie starter making his debut tomorrow. Of course, on our side, you have Taijuan Walker, and the way he's been pitching, you really don't know what to expect. But you got a big win today, despite the greatness that is Dylan Covey. I mean, Dylan Covey is turning into hate the face for me. It's sad that you have nobody in your organization that you can bring up, righty, lefty, whatever, that isn't a better option for this guy. If you can't bring him in a 10-3 game with the bases cleared to perform, I don't know when you can use the guy. Personally, I don't know why Thompson took Strom out. He cruised through his inning.
Sean, I'm going to stop you. I'm going to stop you. They won. Now, I brought that up within a 25-minute show or so. So I'm going to point out every part of the game, excuse me. You jump on the Anytime Hotline, and you do a lot, and I love you. You get about a 50-second to a 1-minute call. I need to hear about that juice. I need to hear about that Bryce Harper inside the park, the way you felt when he was running around third base. I want to hear about Bryson Stott and what you feel inside that tickles with the butterflies when he's working in AB. Let's go. Let's not forget about what happened with Covey, but I don't want to make that the emphasis. That was too much of the emphasis. Too much of the emphasis, Sean. I'm expecting to hear from you tomorrow. All right? After they kick ass in game 2. I feel just as strongly as you do about going to sweep. Go sweep. Go sweep. I basically said you had to make up for losing 2 or 3 against Washington. You sweep this team's ass, and you're doing something with yourself. Your team is doing something as one. We'll take one more and wrap it up.
What's up, Broads? Just coming back from the ball game, and wow, well, I mean, aside from the start of that fucking game, decent from Knowles. I'll say that. Offense was great. Bryce, holy shit. Wow. Talk about speed.
Yeah, he's a gamer, dude. He's a gamer. Bryce Harper's a gamer. We're so lucky that he decided to come here and play for this city. He does a lot of the rah-rah stuff to the media and all, but deep down, he does mean it. He's not just making this up. When he does the Philly fanatic stuff, he does this, he does that. He loves this town. Loves this town. And I just am in disbelief sometimes that we have him. Like, we're here every day watching Bryce Harper play. He's going to go down in the Hall of Fame wearing a Philadelphia Phillies uniform. Having the big moment in the playoffs last year, a couple of them. Now seeing inside the Parker. The guy just came back from an elbow surgery way earlier. Not a little earlier, way earlier than expected. He's doing this. He's doing this. Okay, yeah, that's normal. Unbelievable. All right, we're shutting her down. We'll talk again soon. 10 runs for the Fightins. Big W. Keep it rolling. Talk to you then.